is Oscar week. That means it's time for the first ever Zach D Films Awards. It's 2025 edition. This is something I'm going to start doing every year on Oscar week. Should have done it last year. I didn't. But I am this year. It's something I'm starting up where I'm going to go down a list of certain awards, tell you my personal nominees and my winner. Now, when I say personal nominees, I'm kind of going by what I think is the best, but I'm also going the general public, critically, all of that. I'm kind of combining it all to like which ones I kind of agree with, which ones that most people, the general consensus is that it is one of the best in that category. I'm just going by that. I'm not, like, for the best film on the 10, I'm not just going to say my top 10 of the year. I'm going by what most people consider the best of the year and just kind of down that line. So it's going to be really fun. With that said, follow along and tell me, out of my nominees for each category, which one would you vote for if you were voting? And with that said, we're going to dive into the first annual Zach D Films Awards. I feel a little bit underdressed, kind of like Adam Sandler that year. Whatever, I'm sitting in my grandparents' basement talking about movies. Let's dive in. The first category, casting. This is ensemble cast. Who has the best cast out of the entire year? Our nominees, 28 Years Later, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Long Walk, and Sinners. And our winner for best casting in 2025 is The Long Walk. That's definitely a winner in this category. The Long Walk, my favorite movie of 2025. And, like, the main thing is the cast that makes that movie so dang good. You got Cooper Hoffman in the lead, David Johnson. They two have fantastic chemistry. Along the way, you got people like Ben Wang, who was in our latest Karate Kid movie. He is phenomenal in there. He's also going to be in the next Hunger Games movie. You got Mark Hamill as a villain. And just the entire ensemble cast. The movie wouldn't have worked if they weren't that good. So I feel like this is a no-brainer for me. The Long Walk has the best casting of the year. Our next category, technical aspects. If you're curious what that means, it's production design, makeup, hairstyling, just all that kind of stuff that, like, it's kind of the boring stuff to talk about on Oscar night, but has to be discussed. We got technical aspects. The nominees are 28 Years Later, Frankenstein, Fantastic Four: First Steps, Sinners, and Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. And the best technical movie of the year is Frankenstein. I have said this all year long. Frankenstein is the best film technical-wise. As story aspects don't really work for me, but technically, this is one of the best movies that I've seen last year. The makeup, the hairstyling is perfect. The set design looks phenomenal. Everybody feels like that. They're in that timepiece. It's a marvel to look at. Unfortunately, on a story aspect, the movie doesn't really connect with me. We'll see when I rewatch it tomorrow for the Oscar Marathon Day 2, but we shall see. However, technically wise, it is the winner of the Zach D Films Awards in 2025. Now we move on to cinematography. Our 5 nominees for cinematography is 28 Years Later, Marty Supreme, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. And the winner for cinematography is 28 Years Later, winning its first award. I think that this movie looks beautiful. It's a movie that, like, nobody talks like how good this movie looks. I rewatched it about a month ago, and it looks stunning. Several shots that still blow me away. Just sitting here on my TV watching it, like, it blows me away. And, like, something that when I think of this movie, I don't think how great it looks, but every time I watch it, every time I realize this is probably the best looking movie of the year, and so it wins cinematography. Then we got the score, the music in the background of films, and our nominees are 28 Years Later for the 4th category in a row, Begonia, Fantastic Four, Superman, and Sinners. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know the no-brainer option here is Sinners. It's our winner of the score category. This score is awesome. I don't think there's another movie that I've ever, like, listened to the score for fun. Like, certain songs of the movie I obviously listen to, but then obviously, like, I listen to the background music. Like, it's that good. It's that immersive. And it, like, gets me hyped up every time. I've seen this movie, like, 8 times, And like every time I watch it, I'm like, this score is so good, nothing can touch it. If I had to go a close second, I'd probably go Begonia, because that score is also phenomenal. But by far, the winner of score would be Sinners, winning its first award in the Zach D. Films Awards show. Then we got script. Companion. 28 years later, yet again. Marty Supreme. One Battle After Another, and Sinners. And winning its first award is Marty Supreme for having the best script of the year. This movie should not work. You watch Marty Supreme, and it's a ping pong movie. It's a movie about a guy that you hate, and, you know, like, the script doesn't really help that, but Timothée Chalamet obviously does. But it's about a guy that you hate. It has all these elements that should not work for a movie like this, and they do. And not only on a technical aspect, obviously that helps, but it's because the script and dialogue is so sharp, and everything makes sense for these certain characters to do. And watching this movie makes me excited to rewatch it tomorrow, just because it's that sharply written movie. And I think it's by far the best script of 2025. Then we got visual effects. Avatar: Fire and Ash, Fantastic Four: First Steps, Together, Predator: Badlands, and Sinners. Now, I know this is kind of interesting category because we got things like a superhero movie, we got a horror movie, a body horror movie, we got Predator in there, and the winner is, it's going to be quite a surprise actually, Fantastic Four: First Steps. Like, when I think of visual effects, the thing that blew me away the most out of any movie in 2025 was seeing Galactus in IMAX. Like, the first scene when you're in space and you see Galactus, it blows you away. Like, it's brilliant. It's amazing. And when he gets to Earth and he's walking, like, the movie just looks phenomenal. The Thing looks great. Everything about that movie looks great. And that's why it's getting a few nominations here for things like visual effects and technical-wise, because it's a perfect movie that way. But the thing that blew me away the most out of any movie was seeing Galactus, and that's why it gets a visual effects win. And now it's time for directing, before we dive into the performance categories here on the Zach D. Films Awards. And directing, our 5 nominees are Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Zach Cregger for Weapons, and Francis Lawrence for The Long Walk. And our winner for directing, the best director of the year, and the one that should win the Oscar in my opinion, Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Everything about that movie's perfect. Like, I know it hasn't gotten that many awards yet. Now, there's still a while left on the show, so just keep waiting. But, I mean, everything fits together, and, like, directing-wise, it's perfect. And the movie's just something that, like, you've never seen before. It's a movie that focuses on music, but also, like, has horror elements and combines them flawlessly. And all of that is thanks to Ryan Coogler. He's been a great director for a long time. You got Creed, which I think is better than most Rocky movies. You got Black Panther. Like, he is a phenomenal director, and he makes his first original movie in Sinners, and it just rocks. So, Ryan Coogler gets the directing award in 2025. Supporting actress now. As we dive into the performance awards, our 5 nominees for the supporting actress, Sally Hawkins for Bring Her Back. Kind of a bit of surprise there. Odessa O'Zion for Marty Supreme. She should have been nominated at the Oscars. Sue me. Gwyneth Paltrow for Marty Supreme. Amy Madigan for Weapons. And Glenn Close for Wake Up Dead Man. And the best supporting actress of the year is the one that should have been nominated and should be winning the Oscar, except she wasn't even nominated. Odessa O'Zion is the best supporting actress of the year. Her character, just like Marty in the movie, you cannot stand, but her performance, Odessa O'Zion's performance, is just so good that you can't help but root for her, feel bad for her at certain moments. She goes crazy. She is a lot of fun, and she's able to keep up with Timothée Chalamet, which is insane. And even, like, throwing Gwyneth Paltrow in here, like, this was a phenomenal cast, and these 2 actresses, I think, should have definitely been nominated. It's a snub that they both didn't, but the winner out of that movie, and, like, might even be better than Timothy, is Odessa O'Zion, and that's why she wins supporting actress. Supporting actor, another guy who should have been nominated, but wasn't, Miles Keaton. For Sinners, obviously, Nicholas Hoult for Superman, David Johnson in The Long Walk, Lewis Pullman for Thunderbolts, and Josh O'Connor for Wake Up Dead Man. And you already knew it, supporting actor winner is Miles Keaton for Sinners. Again, a snub that he wasn't nominated, yet they nominated Delroy Lindo, who's great in the movie, but like Miles Keaton runs circles around him. Miles Keaton is just a young and upcoming actor that I cannot wait to see more. Kind of like David Johnson, too. David Johnson in Alien, Romulus, and The Long Walk is phenomenal in both of those. But Miles Keaton, man, absolutely kills it in this movie. Every time I watch it, I just fall in love with his character. His arc, what he does, is phenomenal. I cannot wait to see him more, and he should also be winning this Oscar, but he wasn't even nominated, because what a snub! And now it's time for Best Actress. Our 5 nominees are Florence Pugh for Thunderbolts, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another, Eva Victor for Sorry Baby, Emma Stone for Begonia, and Jodie Comer for 28 Years Later. And our winner is Emma Stone for Begonia. I know that a lot of people think Jessie Buckley should win, and I haven't seen Hamnet. Again, I'm seeing it tomorrow, so I'm filming this here, and that's why she's not a nominee. She's probably phenomenal, and I probably won't be mad if she wins, because apparently I've heard she's that good, but I have not seen the movie, so I cannot include it here. Of the ones I've seen, Emma Stone wins. But, I mean, if Emma Stone comes from behind and pulls off the upset, I would be really happy. Her relationship with Jesse Plemons, and I know it's like a robbery that I didn't even nominate Jesse Plemons, but there's so many phenomenal actors this year, and I know I just spoiled my actor category, but sue me. But Emma Stone is phenomenal in the movie. She's just flawless in convincing you that she's not an alien, and then at times when she has to act scary because we find out she is an alien, she is downright absolutely terrifying and edge-of-your-seat stuff. Like I said, my issue with the movie that it gets way too goofy in the back half, has nothing to do with her. She is great throughout, and her relationship with Jesse Plemons is phenomenal. So she is my favorite actress of 2025. Actor awards: Michael B. Jordan, Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio, Cooper Hoffman for The Long Walk, and Alfie Williams for 28 Years Later. Now, I've said for so long that it is between Michael B. Jordan, Timothée Chalamet, Leonardo DiCaprio. I think there is clear winners here, but if any one of those wins the award, I'm not going to be mad. I think all 3 of those performances are on par and phenomenal. With that said, the winner on the Zach D Films Awards is Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme. The clear winner for me. I think he should have won the Oscar last year, but he didn't, which is quite a robbery for me. But again, he is just phenomenal. Like I said earlier, he's such an unlikable character that you hate him, but Timothée Chalamet makes him likable. You have fun watching this guy, even though he's kind of a piece of crap, but you have fun watching him because Timothée Chalamet just runs circles over everybody and just is a phenomenal actor, and one that is just, he is the next Leonardo DiCaprio. He's a guy that is going to make films an event that you must go see, and he's already starting to do that, and I think he should win the Oscar. I think he, for me personally, is a clear front runner. I'm going to pick Timothée Chalamet to win Best Actor. Now we got Best Film. And to be clear, like I said earlier, this is not my personal top 10. This is the 10 movies that I combined that I really liked, as well with, the general audience and the critics and how well received the movies were. I combined the 10 movies that I personally liked as well with everybody else. So there's some movies in here that you might say, when you reviewed, didn't you say that was a little bit disappointing? Number 1, there's one movie in here that I did that I wasn't a big fan of that I rewatched last Saturday. Go check out my Oscar Marathon Day 1 vlog. It's on the channel already. But that I had a lot more fun with watching again, so I decided to put it in here. And there's one in here that I call my Oscar, or my Best Picture villain of the year. And, they're on this list because, I watched the movies and I'm yeah, everybody agrees to love them, and I like those movies. That's why they're on the list. That kind of clears up a little bit of confusion along the way. With that said, the 10 nominees for Best Film of 2025: The Long Walk, Sinners, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, 28 Years Later, Weapons, Roofman, quite a big surprise there, Thunderbolts, Wake Up Dead Man, and F1 the movie. With that said, winner of Best Film of 2025 is going to go to Sinners. Now, this is the film that I think should win Best Picture 100%. And you, as you know me, The Long Walk's my favorite movie of the year. I love The Long Walk. But Sinners, I think, like I said, is a movie that everything is just so perfectly done. From start to finish, it's a phenomenal movie with, like, scenes that just change cinema. Watching the music scene in the middle of the film, every time I get chills. I love the cast. I love the characters. The vampires are awesome. Like, this is just one of the most rewatchable movies of all time for me, considering I watched it 8 times and, like, already want to turn it on for a 9th. I love Sinners. I love this movie. And even though The Long Walk's my favorite of the year, Sinners is a very close second. And for me, it's getting the Zach D. Films Best Film of 2025 award. All right, thank you guys for watching the Zach D. Films Awards 2025, and until next year for the Zach D. Films Awards 2026. Now, I am going to be live streaming throughout the Oscars on Sunday, so make sure you check that out. I'm starting like about an hour before so I can tell you guys my predictions and who I want to win. I have an Oscar ballot sheet. I'll also be live streaming through Selection Sunday for college basketball, so I'll also give you my reactions to that. But I will be reacting to everything for the Oscars. That is going to be a lot of fun. But also stay tuned for that. And with that said, subscribe.